In the last Toku-themed YIAY, I asked you to create your very own Toku Game Show. Here are your answers. If you're wondering about the button-up shirt, I was originally going to do a game show-esque sketch for this episode, but that took a lot of energy out of me, so I scrapped it, and I'm just gonna do a regular Toku YIAY. And so to make up for it, I was gonna dress up like a game show host with this button-up shirt, but I don't own any blazers or ties, so I don't look anything like a game show host. So I'm just gonna do a regular Toku YIAY. Guess that spandex. Fans of all areas of Toku would be given questions based on certain characters throughout history, and if they get it wrong, they get tackled by putties and or other foot soldiers. A game show where I give a quote and you have to guess if it's a tokusatsu reference or a... Tokusatsu Trivia Showdown. A game show where a team of 2 Toku fans go up against 2 Toku characters from any show to see who would know more. The questions will be based off of a show the episode focuses on, and the team with the most points would move on to the championships to see who's the biggest Toku fan. If they're competing against actual characters from that show, wouldn't that be a bit unfair? You know, considering the characters would know more about their own show than the other... Wouldn't that be a bit unfair? The Xca Game Show. A show where Emu and his crew plays video games. That's all I got. So, pretty much Nick Arcade, but with spandex. Real or fake name. You would pick from either a Sentai team member, common writer, main villain, or I don't know what that is, and guess whether the name is real or fake. Who Wants to Be a Toku Hero, which is basically a Toku version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And the final section will be a lightning round, and the winner would get to pick a henshin device and become a hero from one of the sections. Wheel of Fortune! Toku Edition. Name that Toku. There are 6 categories: Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Metal Heroes, and Garo. Okay, is that all you got? That it? That's the best you can do? Toku Bowl, which would basically be Quiz Bowl, but with Toku. Not really a game show, but hey, you take what you can get. Wipeout Toku version, Minute to Win It Toku version, Toku Survival... Survivor Island? That's not a game show. I think you mean Survivor. And finally, my Toku game show would go a little like this. Kamen Rider Quiz would be the host, and each episode would be a monster from a past series who would have to do challenges and answer quiz questions. The losing monster would get rider kicked, and the winning one would get to be able to live forever. Not gonna lie, I would watch that, definitely. I just kind of wish it had a name. Like, seriously, you thought of all that, but you didn't even think of the name? For the next Toku-themed YIAY, create Toku Boy merchandise. Now, every YouTuber has merchandise, but even though I'm not big enough to have merch, but if I did, what would it be like? Now, don't be afraid to be creative with this one. I mean, every YouTuber has t-shirts, hoodies, snapbacks, you name it. But, like, don't be afraid to be really creative, like a trash can that says, "You're going in the trash." At least one of you was probably already thinking of that. Leave your answers in the comments below, and I'll pick my favorites in the next Toku-themed YIAY. Also, link in the description to the previous episode. Here's a clip! To create your very own Toku-related school. If I were to give you 2 details for what I would say for a Toku school, I would be censored by hyper-authoritarians for one thing. It's absolute anarchy. Well, that just makes me even more curious.